Hey everyone, welcome back to Joe at Work. It's great to be with you again. I've been away for 2 weeks or thereabout. Life got in the way, but I'm not under the pressure, under any pressure to do these videos. So, hey, it's just great to be back and to share my thoughts and to hear from you on what resonates, what doesn't resonate. And I've been reflecting aloud on just organizational contradiction in the last few videos. And I think I need to keep going on this path because I talk to a lot of people, and I think a lot of their frustration stems from things not happening in their organizations in ways they imagine they should happen, in ways that seem more logical and more machine oriented. Many people seemingly hold this view of the organization that it should work like a clock. So a clock's like an organization. It's an organization of different parts that work together in a mechanistic kind of fashion, and everything just goes as long as a clock is functional, it has a battery in it or something like that. But organizations consist of people, and people have needs, we have desires, we have anxiety, we have a whole like range of things that are influencing us. We're influencing what's going on around us, and we're being influenced by what's going on around us. A big thing in the workplace is identity. Like a screw has no identity. It doesn't think to itself like, hey, I am a screw. And if you only use me in this way, or you can only use me in this way, otherwise I won't cooperate. Like human beings are very different. We have big time identity situations or issues or challenges, depending on how you think about it. And when you even factor like just the general work climate right now, where jobs are on the line and just a lot of nervousness in the atmosphere, AI is coming to take jobs, and AI should be a series at some point later on. We'll see. You can see how people's identity with their work identity gets really intertwined and really influences how we behave. So imagine the identity of I am the provider for my family. That's an identity many people like hold. They sort of define themselves and see themselves in that way. I provide for my family. And so I have this corresponding work identity that is I am the manager for Team X, and as long as Team X exists and is doing the things they need to do, then that identity is in place. And when it is co-joined with my identity of being a provider, then I can be that provider. But imagine if something were to happen that threatens the team or the situation or the work you're managing, you're about to lose some responsibilities. All of a sudden you begin to question, one might begin to question their identity and say, am I still valuable in the work context? And then their outside of the work context, if you will, becomes threatened. Like, can I still provide? And so that's an example that can lead to really interesting behavior where somebody might not do what is maybe in the best interest of the broader organization, if you want to think about it that way, because they're really focused on what's sort of in their best interest, the ultimate interest of being a provider. And so when you're dealing with this day in and day out, like really interesting things happen in the workplace. And the sooner you respect and just accept this, if I may, like these are just a fact of us working together as human beings, maybe the calmer will be about certain situations. So this has gone on longer than I thought it was going to go on, and there's much more to unpack here. But ultimately, I'm starting off by leaving you with the thoughts that to experience joy at work, you need to be comfortable with inconsistencies, contradictions, even hypocrisy that permeates our organizational setup. I'm not condoning it or saying that it's necessarily the way. It should be the normative, what we aspire to. Not at all. But I'm describing what we deal with day in and day out. And we first need to be able to cope with what we deal in and day out, or deal with day in and day out, so that we can potentially contribute to changing our situation. All right, longer than I thought, but hey, maybe I'm compensating for not being around for a few weeks. Enjoy. Give me your thoughts, your feedback. See you later. Bye.